guys, Ash here coming at you today in Etheria Restart. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Today is going to be the video that we alluded to yesterday on the channel. Basically, a little bit of constructive criticism about the game. I hate to say state of the game, even though it might say it on the thumbnail or the title. I apologize if so, because truthfully, yeah, sure, state of the game, whatever, but it's just my opinion. This is coming from me. Who am I to speak for everybody playing Etheria Restart? These are my impressions on the game. Honestly, after the first 45, 50 days or whatever of grinding this game pretty hard, I'm almost at level 100. I've talked to a bunch of other creators. I've watched a lot of other content. I've talked to a lot of you guys, and I've seen your comments as well. Also, another disclaimer is, yeah, this video, this whole channel, I should say, is sponsored by Etheria Restart. So how can I be objective? How can I be neutral? Well, honestly, you know, I don't think, truth be told, I don't think they're gonna, I've never actually had to have a video, like, I never sent them a video for approval on this channel. It doesn't work that way. They're just like, basically, I started playing the game. I liked the game a lot, right? And then I reached out proactively. I had my agency reach out to see, hey, are they willing to work with me to basically subsidize the editing cost, everything that goes into starting a new channel from scratch when you don't really have an audience, even though I did, you know, convert this channel, but TLDR, that's how it came to be, right? So I say all that to say that, yeah, it's a little bit of a weird position. How can I be objective when it's a sponsored channel? That being said, I mean, this is how I operate, right? Like, ever since back in the day, 11 years ago when I started covering Clash of Clans on YouTube, yeah, even though I had a creator code and I had a relationship with a developer, I like being constructive in critical of games that I really enjoy because I want them to genuinely be successful. I have a vested interest in Etheria Restart and being successful because I'm covering it now on YouTube. I want a player base. I want an audience, right? So I think that giving this sort of feedback, as long as it's coming from a good place, hopefully, I'm looking at you, developer, watching this video. Hopefully it is well received. Okay, so the good and the bad. I've already talked about the good a lot here, but I like a lot of the things in Etheria Restart. There's a lot to do in Etheria Restart to an extent. I'll say I'll cover that in a bit more, because the longer I play, the more I realize there's kind of, in a weird way, there's a lot to do, but a lot of fluff too. Like not a lot of, like, you know, when I log into a game that's more seasoned, that's been around for a long time, I feel like there's things that are more enjoyable to do on a daily basis. Whereas this game, it does get a bit more repetitive, even though there's a million game modes in the game. I have some ideas on that as well, but there's a lot of good quality of life in this game, like the background battles, and frankly, there's a lot of cool things that I just absolutely love. Like, for example, a small one, right? I was slacking on my hyperlink chart. That's what I'm working on right now. And it was really cool that, like, unlike Raid, for example, right? You can go back and, like, you don't have to clear these in order, right? Oh, look at this. I've already done all these things. I'll clear them and I'll be good to go. Some things in Raid, not all, but some things on, like, the missions, you have to go back and do them. Like Doom Tower, you have to wait till the cycle comes back, even if you've done it before. Anyway, it's a small little thing. I love, like, there's a lot of big things. Free gear removal are awesome, swapping that around, but also the background battles and the fact that you can go ahead and play arena or anywhere in the game, as long as it's not auto, while you're doing background battles, is amazing. There's a lot of good things in this game. I'm not going to go over all of them. There's a lot of pain points in this game too. The biggest one for me is, there's two biggest. One is kind of the economy, economical. Is the economics of the game, and the other one is just the day-to-day enjoyment, and the I guess more than the enjoyment, kind of that dopamine that you get just by logging in, right? So let's talk about the obvious one first. I'm sure everybody complains about this, but man, it's almost like they don't want us to even play the game in terms of, or enjoy the animuses that we collect because of how scarce lattices are. Now, I have 4 of them right now. I feel like I'm just swimming in it, which is very rare, only because I just grinded so many of the, like I said, I was just slacking on all the hyperlink charters. Then I saw all the lattices and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go after it. But those are one-time things, right? So, I mean, like, yeah, sure, I can get them right now and then I'm gonna be done. And that's not even having 4, it seems like I'm just like drowning in lattices. But the truth is, I'm not. This will get me like not even 1 skill or 1 skill on 1 animus, right? It's ridiculous. And I mean, listen, the game is brand new, so I want to be fair, somewhat fair here, but at the same time, I don't understand what their intent is on the lattices, frankly. Like, I don't understand how, I get making them scarce, I understand that, right? They don't even sell them, which is fine. If they're not gonna make them if they're gonna make them so scarce, I think it's almost better they don't sell them, then it just makes a further divide between the spenders and the non-spenders. But man, you know, I used to complain about skill tomes in Raid all the time, right? And I still do, frankly. But it even is, in this game, it's even more scarce, I feel like, in terms of the lattices, right? The SSRs specifically. honestly. And I don't know, man. I mean, you would think they would just do something about it, right? Make more avenues. Honestly, it's cool that they have them in all these shops, but I'm sure I'm like you guys. I end up staring at this, the time till items restock every day and just waiting till I can get a shard of a freaking lattice, right? Same thing in the arena. Like, you can actually buy a perfect lattice in the arena and stuff like that, but these reset times are so long. There's nothing that you can just simply grind, even if it's RNG laden, in order to get your lattices, right? So, I mean, the easy low-hanging fruit for me is, golly, let's just go in and, I don't know, add them to a couple more areas, you know? Like, personally, I find the Union Boss, Anchor Recon or whatever, to be a bit underwhelming, especially the rewards. I never really, maybe it's just because my union isn't developed enough, but I never really, you know, there's nothing in this game that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go after this, and I can hopefully get lattices like Clan Boss and Raid, for example, where, yeah, you can get the skill tomes, you can get the sacred shards or whatever. So, man, I mean, I'm blabbing about this. I made my point here, but lattices is a big issue. And listen, when you have a player base this young trying out a game, I feel like having this acute of a pain point early on is challenging, right? So listen, they add them to events and stuff like that, but they're very sporadic, very few and far between. The truth of the matter is like, yeah, they should be scarce. I'm not saying they should be free for everybody. And you can see that I've been able to upgrade some of my key animuses quite a bit, but I just feel like they're still a little bit too scarce. Moreover, the RNG here is just like, you either buy them or you wait for an event or you do your achievements, then they're gone. In the beginning, I thought they were generous. Now, after a month and a half, I'm realizing that, oh, you guys in the comments, you were right about this. These are a little bit too scarce for my liking. The other thing too is, listen, they have a lot to do. For a brand new game, they have a hell of a lot to do in the game. I'm not gonna lie. They have special events, limited events. They got the trials. They've got the Phantom Theater. They've got the Ember Track. I mean, there's a lot to do, and frankly, I've enjoyed a lot of these things. Even like the, the Echoes, for example, the Anasync Echoes, excuse me, the Ember Track, things that I didn't really enjoy that much in my first week or two, I actually really enjoyed later on, right? So I like all these things in the game, right? I like them, but it's not like they don't reset. It refreshes in 13 days. It's not like I can do this on a weekly basis or anything like that and, you know, get all those rewards again. They do have those resets, but to me, they're a little bit too spread out. I think that when I log in every day to Etheria Restart, it's not like when I log into other games, right? Where, okay, how'd my clan do today in Siege or whatever it may be, and then like there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of like, and the rewards are really good, right? For me, I feel like the rewards are a little bit lackluster. The camaraderie in the union, this is a me problem. I'm not like chatting in the chat, but I feel like there's not that much. I'm not super intrigued personally by United Front, but maybe some of you guys are. It's just my opinion again, but there's just nothing that is like, to me, that has that feel, that stickiness in terms of game modes where I'm super excited and itching to log in 24/7, right? I do get that feeling when I get a brand new Animus, right? So like that's the one dopamine thing, a brand new SSR, and I actually have some resources to upgrade them. That's exciting to see if I can make that progress, but I feel like there's a little bit, I hit a little bit of a plateau in the game at one point where I'm like, okay, progress is really slow now, and all that dopamine, all those rewards in the early game, they start to really dry up quick, right? Now, that's how I feel about the game on the negative sense, right? And I hope they'll address those particular issues because I want to see Etheria Restart alive for a long time. Now, on the other side of the coin, though, there's a lot that I love about the game, and I think it's really, because I've heard a lot of negativity. I've seen a lot of negative videos about Etheria Restart. I've seen some creators who are covering Etheria Restart in the early days, like right when it launched, and them stop covering the game because of some of these pain points, and I'm sure they have their own reasons as well. But I think it's really important to point out that this game is not even in global launch yet, technically. Hasn't even launched in China yet. There's still a ton of development that, you know, I don't have like a direct tap. I'm not talking to the devs every day, but I know enough to know there's a lot still coming to the game, and they're still building the foundation of this game. This game's been around for a few months. It launched a few months ago, soft launch, not even global launch. So sure, I have all these critiques about the game, but it does feel good to be on the ground floor of the game. I'm genuinely logging in the game every single day. I'm enjoying a lot about this game. I do have those pain points, but my own personal mentality is, even if they drop my sponsorship after this video or tomorrow, after the end of the month, I'm still sticking with the game, personally. Right now, right? I want to see through global launch. I want to see where they take the game throughout 2025. It's brand new. right? They haven't even marketed the game a ton yet, right? So I want to be cognizant. I want to remind myself, I'm speaking to myself here, of the early days of Raid and Clash and all the other games that I came up with on YouTube, right? And those games, honestly, all of them were pretty bad in the early days, like really bad in the early days. I think that us seasoned OGs and veterans in those other games, whatever game that you play, we can tend to forget and romanticize the past. And oftentimes it was pretty brutal. I think that Etheria Glass Half Full compared to those games' early days is head and shoulders ahead of the curve. But can they capitalize on that strong start and start building on that foundation while also alleviating some of these obvious communal pain points that people are being pretty outspoken about? That remains to be seen. This has been a sponsored video by Etheria Restart. That's how I truly feel about the game. How do you guys feel about the game, especially you OG level 1 hundos in the comments? I want to hear, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is there something that you're seeing that I'm not seeing? Can't wait to hear from you guys in the comments on this one. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.